Going on, everybody? It's Key Time coming back with my reactions from college football week 8. The first team I want to get into is the Ohio State Buckeyes. The Ohio State Buckeyes, they had a good game. They were resilient in this game. This was a defensive game until the last few seconds of the game. Ohio State, they came out, gave it to their top wide receiver, Marvin Harrison Jr. He's a good player. And they scored on their first couple of possessions. But I got to give credit to that defense of Ohio State. The defense for Ohio State, they just balling out. They are balling out. They only give up 12 points versus Penn State, when Penn State was averaging 35. It's a huge plus. It is a huge plus. On Penn State, they need to reevaluate their quarterback, because their quarterback, he didn't look too sharp against Ohio State. He was missing 5-yard hitch routes, deep passes over the middle. I mean, it was just horrible from what I seen from the Penn State quarterback. And as far as the head coach, Josh Franklin, you are 3-16 versus AP top 10 opponents. You are 3-15 against you are 3-16 versus AP top 25 opponents, and you have lost to Ohio State 5 times. That does not look good for you. That does not look good on Penn State's behalf. In the Big Ten is Penn State, Ohio State, and Michigan. If Penn State cannot beat Michigan or Ohio State, then Penn State is not going to win that conference. And Penn State is not winning the conference. They are not getting to the college football playoff or the national championship because of the offense and the coaching. The coaching was putrid. I mean, third down. All those third downs that they was missing, and they was third and short. You missed 3rd and 5, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, 3rd and inches 4 times in the game. And if you would have got those first downs, it probably would have been a much closer game. Penn State probably would have won the game, but they had penalties and clock management, missed clock management. That's what killed Penn State in the game versus Ohio State. But hey, Ohio State, it's hard to beat Ohio State at home, and now it's hard to beat a top 10 defense, and Ohio State has a top 10 defense. Ohio State quarterback, he didn't really light up the stat sheet like everybody thought he would. Kyle McCord, he only had 286 yards and 1 touchdown. And so Ohio State, the sky's the limit for them. I believe that they'll be in the college football playoff, and they'll be fighting for a national championship. The next team I want to get into is the Florida State Seminoles. The Florida State Seminoles, they are back. First time since 2015 that they are 7-0. First time since 2016 that they are beating all of their opponents by at least 12 points or more. And Jordan Travis, he is balling out. During the Duke game, he had 268 yards, 2 touchdowns, and that 1 interception. But that 1 interception wasn't his fault. It was on the wide receiver. The wide receiver, he got to pay attention. So That's all I got from the FSU Seminoles. That's all I got from the Seminoles. They played a good game. Defense was great. They started off shaky in the first quarter, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So FSU, they gonna be in the running for the college football playoff and for the national championship. The next team I want to talk about is Oregon. Now, Oregon, this was a bounce back game for them because they lost versus Washington last week. Washington State, really, the game really wasn't close until the end. Bo Nix, he had a good game. The running back had a good game. The running back had 129 yards and 2 touchdowns. So he had a good game. Oregon, they could be one of those teams to be in the college football playoff. If not, make a run to the college football playoff. So, Oregon, you had a good win, a bounce back win. Now let's see if you can stay consistent with these wins. Stay consistent on the defensive side of the ball and not give up late touchdowns in the first quarter, in the fourth quarter. And as far as those penalties, Oregon, you got to calm down on those penalties. You had about 6 penalties in this game. You're not gonna be able to do that in a championship game and still come out with a win. So that's all I got from Oregon. The next team I want to talk about is North Carolina. I was surprised that North Carolina lost to Virginia. North Carolina, you are out of the playoff now with this loss. You're not going to be able to get to the national championship. And Mike Brown, you might as well just go ahead and start getting ready for 2024. Because North Carolina, they not getting to the playoff this year. They'll get to a bowl game, but that's the only thing that y'all are going to get to. And I'm not even sure you're going to win a bowl game with the offense that I seen Saturday night. So, North Carolina, Mike Brown, the quarterback, running back, wide receiver, Drake May, you need to get everything together. Drake May, he had a good game. 347 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. The running backs, they had a good game. It just was the defense that let them down at the end. If they could shore up that defense, they may have a chance to win these top-notch games because they still got Florida State to play. That's all I got from the North Carolina Tar Heels. The next team I want to talk about is the Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama Crimson Tide, they showed me something Saturday. No matter how much they are down, whether it's 15 or 20 points, they are still able to come out and get a win. The first half, it was terrible. The first half, Joe Milton was throwing the ball all over the field. Jalen Milroe, he was a little bit nervous and uneasy. But at halftime, when Alabama got that first touchdown before halftime, I had said, okay, this is the turning of the tide right here. And the tide did turn. They scored 27 unanswered points. And in that time, the defense for Alabama only allowed 141 yards for Tennessee, only 5 first downs, and they caused a turnover in that game. Now, that is the type of game that you rally behind the team. And once Alabama, they didn't even have to tie the game. But once it got to 20-17, I said, Alabama, they got this game because Josh Heupel, he didn't know what to call. Joe Milton, he ain't know what to do, where to throw. And the running back, he didn't have no space in the second half. That is the type of Alabama defense that everybody is looking for. That's the type of Alabama defense that we've been looking for all season. Now, since they won 2 straight, they still perfect in SEC play. They are on the verge. They already bowl eligible. Now, as far as the SEC championship game, that's still in their sights. Everybody else in their division, the SEC West, has at least 2 losses. So Alabama is on their way to the SEC championship game. That's all I got for Alabama. They just need to keep the consistency up. They will be in Atlanta, Georgia, playing for the national championship. The next team I want to talk about is USC. USC, I told you, I've been telling you throughout the entirety of the season that you are not going to make it to the playoff. You are not going to make it to the national championship game. And after this game, it has been proven. The defense is non-existent. The defense has been non-existent throughout the entirety of the season. Caleb Williams, he has to put that team on his back to even have a chance. USC, you're out of the playoff. Only thing you can get to now is a bowl game. And I don't even know if you can win the bowl game, because I thought that you was going to be able to win the bowl game. But with that defense, I don't think y'all will be able to stop a high-powered offense like. I don't think y'all will be able to stop another high-powered offense that runs just like y'all. Y'all not gonna be able to do that. The USC defense is the worst defense in college football. You cannot win a championship having a bad defense in college football. As a matter of fact, in any sport, you can't win a championship and your defense is bad. So USC, just pack your bags. You ain't making it to the championship. You ain't making it. You might not even make it to the Pac-12 championship with that defense. So that's all I got from USC. That's all I got. The next team I want to talk about is Oklahoma. Oklahoma, now they are number 6. They are number 6 and they are undefeated. But the game shouldn't have been close versus UCF. It really shouldn't have. But defensive lapses on Oklahoma's side of the football made this game closer than it needed to be. Now, Oklahoma, you won this game. You eked out. You eked out this win. This was a game where you were supposed to win by at least 20 points, but you only won by 2. That's why I say from week to week, college football is unpredictable. So that's all I got from Oklahoma. Their quarterback and wide receivers, they had a good game. The last team I want to talk about and final team is Texas. Texas, you were very lucky to win this game. This game shouldn't even been close with Houston. Houston, they ain't even gonna have a chance to get to a bowl game because they 3-4 right now, 1-3 in Big 12 play, and as far as Texas, their quarterback Quinn Ewers is out for a couple of weeks. At least that's what they're saying, a couple of weeks. Now, he has an AC joint sprain, so he might be out longer than anticipated. So, Texas, you may get to the Pac-12 championship, but I don't see you making the college football playoff. I don't see you winning the national championship. And that's all I have for Texas. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and remember the key is always on time.